And welcome to the show. My name is Ana Macko. Well, my name is Ana Macko, but we're about to change that into Ana Xena. I am your host, whether you're watching from Abundant Coaches, whatever streaming platform. I'd like to thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing and supporting my channel, supporting my business, and supporting yourself. Um, cool. Just making sure I'm on. Today, we are going to go through what it takes to reinvent yourself. And now there is a science behind all of this. I know there's someone just texted me, you're not wearing makeup. Thanks. Anyways, today's whole thing is about a mind hack, a quantum leap, an alter ego. There's a lot of different ways to describe or explain what we're going to go over today, and it all has to do with kind of like method acting is the best way that I can describe it. So in method acting, you could notate a bunch of people like this, like an actor plays a role of a drug addict and then he starts having issues with drugs in his life. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. Anyways, or Julia Roberts played a woman that stole a man's husband, and then like 6 months later, she literally stole a man's husband, and like she was really gross about it and did a whole smear campaign. Musicians would call these alter egos, like Beyonce stepping into Sasha Fierce or Miss Miss Knowles. There you go. She's actually stepping into it's an altered version of what she already is in order to perform the way that she needs to. And Slim Shady does this too. So or Eminem, aka Slim Shady, aka 9 Mile. He's got a bunch of different names, right? But you're kind of understanding the point that I'm making. Every successful entrepreneur has also done the same thing. Whether you create a role and you step into it, or you start a business and gradually become the person that you need to become in order to have success in your business. Either way, you're transforming who you were to who you need to be or who you're going to become. A lot of people can say this is like combining your shadow self and your child self, and I think you're getting the idea, right? And one of the other ways that this applies is actually with manifestation or quantum leaping. Again, there's so many variations of how you can explain what we're going to go through today, but the benefits are insane. And the way that I learned this was because I was born in Los Angeles, California, but I also worked with a lot of influencers, a lot of socialites, a couple of actors, nothing A-list celebrity, but definitely like B and C-list celebrity, or at least that I would think are B and C. Some people might think they're A-list, but whatever. Anyways, so without further ado, I am going to actually exemplify this today. This show is dedicated to a new friend, and she has had a difficult time. And what I have explained is there's one side of removing limiting beliefs where maybe someone told you were dumb when you were young, or maybe someone told you can't do that. You can't start your own business. You can't find a girlfriend. You can't become that girl or that guy. It programs children to believe that they cannot do something. And it's unfortunate, but it is our responsibility to ourselves to understand that that doesn't mean that has to be the same story. So if someone told Ana Macko when she was young that she's dumb, she doesn't know any better, and these are things that people told me when I was younger. You can get by on your looks, and I know maybe some people don't. I took offense to that. Because I have so much more than looks. But that Ana was programmed to believe all of these limiting beliefs about herself, which in turn, I'm talking third person here, but in turn, my belief in myself and my value in myself, like what I thought I was worth, was very low. So when I had a marketing agency, I was doing marketing had a marketing agency where I was providing marketing services for clients. I was also doing red carpet events, and I had an Airbnb. I made close a little bit above $200,000, and my profit was 70,000. So it was completely depleted. And I would see other marketing people charge for like 20K, 40K, and I'm like, I'm charging like $300 for lead generation, and it works. But like, even if I tried to at that time raise my prices or ask for more or change my value, didn't work. It just, and I struggled for a year because I couldn't find what I needed, which was to step into a role. We've done variations of that in the past. Actually, when I first started this channel, it was under the name Minka Moniva, and that was an alter ego that I had created because I had a very difficult time. So Ana Macko had a terrible time, a lot of limiting beliefs, and then she created Minka Moniva during trials and tribulations. She's like, F this, I'm out of here. Changed my number, changed my social media handles. I was Minka Moniva for about 4 years, I'd say. And Minka went to the club. Minka was doing Hollywood events. Minka was taking pictures. Minka was setting up photographers for Getty Images. Minka was doing red carpet interviews. Minka was like, although she was making money and like developing her business side, like it was a fun time with Minka. um, However, Minka was really fun and great during that time when I started this new business of abundant coaches and marketing for entrepreneurs and helping them create something more boutique that actually yielded results. I still had the same problem because while Ana had those limiting beliefs and she was able to shift into the state of Minka, those limiting beliefs still impacted Minka. So following, Ana became Minka. Minka was still limited, although she was doing more, going on TV shows. I mean, I was doing a lot. It was fun. Going on different podcasts. It was definitely an adventure. I traveled a lot, had a lot of fun. It was like the last hurrah. That's not what's necessary if I want to grow my business to the next level. What's required for the next level is Ana Xena, which is my middle name. The names are very important. Ana means to, I think it's like blessed by something, blessed by God or something like that. But Xena is the host to the hostless, meaning if someone is homeless or ostracized, Xena is the name of the what that meaning is that Xena would be the person to still welcome them when no one else did. And that's very hospitable and it's very nurturing. And then, I mean, my mom obviously named me after Xena, the warrior princess. So there's the other side too. And I have a few friends still on here. And I think the best compliment that really encapsulates that side of me is they told me if ever I was having an issue with someone, you want Ana on your side because she will go to war for you. And while that's like a positive, it's also something to understand, like, I can't be that high strung. So when I looked at this most recent transition of becoming Ana Xena, it's not just about being able to defend yourself and fight and grind and do all these things. It's not, that's like very masculine, like go get it energy, which I already have had my whole life. That has not been my struggle. I'm not the kind of person to be like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, that hasn't been my problem. My problem has been receiving without doing a ton of work. And that's what I wanted really bad. I really wanted, I mean, imagine working your ass off and then seeing other people doing nowhere near as much work, way less work, and they are reaping so many more benefits. That is the reason that we came up with Ana Xena. So without further ado, now we understand where Ana Macko came from. She transformed into Minka Moniva and then now she's becoming Ana Xena. I looked at the things that hurt me. So my character defects is what I call them. And it's like a SWOT analysis, but for the personality. So Ana, we're just going to jump from Ana to Xena. We're going to forget about Minka, okay? Ana Macko, so we'll just go Macko and Xena. Macko, although could go to bat for people, didn't know how to control how aggressive she was. It would just be too high strung sometimes because I was repressed a lot. So if someone was rude to me, I would bite my tongue and then wait and wait and wait. What I had to practice understanding that that's a character defect because it oozes out of you later on somewhere else is I need to be able to communicate how I feel much closer to when I actually feel a reaction, to be able to not hurt, to be able to like relax and not be so high strung in attack mode. I hope this is making sense. It's a little complicated, but I really I hope this is making sense. So understanding that, when I envisioned Xena, the total opposite of that is she's balanced. She trusts herself. She expresses herself. She's nurturing. She can place boundaries while still being loving and compassionate. This chick could not. It's like either all or nothing. Xena is multifaceted. She has more energy. She's been doing this a long time. And she found a softness. So that's really what I had to work with, that receiving energy, that feminine energy. Of course, sorry. That's what we had to bring into Xena. So she's already a warrior princess. She's already a go-getter. She's already all these things. But now we're bringing in the nurturing side. Now, even you can see how I'm like, my voice is lowering because I'm describing a version of myself that is me. It's not pretend. I mean, you can create the character and pretend until you get there. That's a form of brainwashing yourself, which I do recommend to a certain degree. If you don't see results, there's something else you got to work on. Get a coach, investigate, but it should work within what I'm talking about should work for you in 6 months or less. If it takes longer, you're having either limiting beliefs or you have to change up some things. It's not working. The leap between Ana Macko and Ana Xena has to be realistic, meaning I have to believe it. I can't say Ana Macko makes hundreds of thousands of dollars and now I'm a millionaire. Because like I said, my profit margin was not there. So like, even though I could make hundreds of thousands, my profit and what I valued myself as, my belief, what I actually felt, I could not fathom actually being a millionaire. So then we go into even more like SWOT. So strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and help me out. It's the end of the day. Somebody, let's see if we have chat. Yeah, we do. Oh, wow. I just want to say hi really quick to the chat. Hi, Amor. Hi, Michelle. And hi, Cloud. Alrighty then. We're going to have to ban the user and delete their comments. I have zero tolerance for that. Anyways, so the idea is if it's within 6 months or less and it's actually tangible and realistic, then you should be able to create an alter ego or a version of yourself. Think of it as a Sims character that you're creating the attire, you're putting on the new jewelry, you're changing the hairstyle, but you're also potentially for females talking about the makeup or the kind of car that you drive, the kind of friends that you have, the kind of relationships that you have, the kind of clients that you have. That's all within this alter ego. That's all within this character that you're developing. And if you can believe that you can be that person, you're going to start implementing ways to become that person, because now this character, it's like a vision board. This alter ego is your vision board, but you're stepping into it. So the people that I've had do this, I usually work with clients and then I create an alter ego for them. I had one guy that I called him from the Godfather to the Good Father, because he had like a sketchy background, but he was such a great dad. And he reminded me of the Wolf of Wall Street, straight line theory, the way that his energy was, the way that he could focus on things. So we created this character for him that actually related to who he already was, which was a kind man, but a really smart man with a very sketchy but cool background and a lot of freaking stories, like the Wolf of Wall. I mean, when he was telling me stories, I was like, you did that? And this was in the 80s and 90s. So I love stories like that. I'm always like, it's the adventure. I don't know. I just think it's so cool. Whatever. That's a whole other thing. So when we created the character for him, he was able to quadruple his sales within 3 months. And that's because of that character. Again, how this applies to me, if I, Ana Macko, have a lot of limiting mindsets, one of the things I woke up and I started my business, and my goal was to never wake up before 10 a.m. I said, if I'm going to have my own business, I never want to wake up that early. Anything 10 and after, we're Gucci. Anything before that, no thanks. Well, when I looked at the SWOT analysis, we go back to Ana Xena, and if I want to be a millionaire, then I need to wake up earlier. Everybody that I see in the financial world, in the, I was almost going to say investment, in coaching, entrepreneurship, business owners, negotiations, salespeople, they have a lot of things in common that I can't negate as a pattern for their success. One of them is clean hygiene. Second is a very healthy diet. And I was eating top ramen because I was tired and I didn't want to cook or make anything. So bad. Or like I would order like Panda Express. The other thing is, so 4 a.m., eating clean, drinking water, which actually reminds me. And there were a lot of patterns that I had to figure out, right? Now, once you understand your strengths and weaknesses and you create this character understanding like, okay, this chick didn't want to wake up that early. Now that's going to become, that was my weakness. And now it's going to become my strength that I am an early morning person, which by the way, we've been waking up at like 6 a.m. So it's working. The other thing is this girl she didn't drink, but she liked to go out and like dancing with her friends, and her priorities were looking pretty. And I still wanted to look pretty, but it was to the point where I was getting a lot of filler and just fakeness. My hair was bleach blonde. I wasn't actually taking care of myself. Well, understanding that that's a weakness and identifying that the most successful people that I know, they cook for themselves. They do something called slow cooking, which is if it's a quick meal, it's not good for you. If it takes you time to cook, it's good for you. That's slow cooking. Waking up early. Communication was a huge one. This girl was a little bit entitled, didn't think she needed to communicate differently, and was like, well, if you don't get it, you don't get it. And this one took sales courses, behavioral communication courses, learned face reading, did micro expressions, worked with influencers, studied algorithms, probabilistic reasoning. She got a lot of tools to be able to be successful and understand how she was, have self-awareness and how I present myself, how I communicate, how I make other people feel. And I didn't have that before. Before it was like I come from Latin background. My mom is Native American, Hispanic, and my dad is Hispanic and Eastern European. And so my language that I grew up with was first is English was my second language. So it was Spanish first. And it's very direct. So when you say gordita, it's like fatty, but I want to say American, Caucasian, and English. Wow. In English, it's fat or fatso, which is not endearing and it's not loving. And it's really direct and it makes you feel gross. But in Spanish, it's direct, but it's loving and it's sweet. And there's like gordita, I love you. Like it's a term of endearment. So that understanding, that was probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned trying to go from Ana Macko to Ana Xena. Once I realized, oh, That's why I'm so direct. And in English, it's better to ask more questions and ease into it. And those kind of words are a little too direct, especially when you don't know people, which is my problem. I was going strangers. Uh, then it's easier to understand, like, okay, I'm more aware, and this is who I was. Now we're closing that chapter, and now we're becoming Ana Xena. Now, I've gone over a lot of the information on what it was like, the transition, how I've used this before, people that this has been successful with, my clients that this has been successful with, where I learned this from. But the most important part that most people don't show or don't talk about online, because we charge for these services, is the trigger. Everything in life, your brain, it has chemical reactions, and if you understand how the chemical reactions work in tangent with each other, then you can learn how to manipulate your own mind. And when you do this character development and you create this alter ego or this Sims character, or I personally like to call it an alter ego because it's a version of what I already am, you need a trigger. So some people will have something like earrings to, or yeah, earrings. So Ariana Grande was a great one, another singer. She would put her hair up in a ponytail, I mean, I think the thing was like this. It was ridiculous. 2016, man. And she would have like these big gold hoop earrings. And per contract, she was not allowed to be seen without that, because that was the brand, that was the essence, that was who Ariana Grande is. And to this day, everyone remembers that about her that knew the artist. I liked her. Um, okay, so that's a trigger. What I use for my trigger when I'm Ana Macko versus Ana Xena is my pinky ring. So my feminine energy is what I give myself. It's on the left side. My masculine energy is what I give to the world, and that's my right side. So external versus internal. When my ring, my pinky ring, which is very, when my pinky ring goes on the left side, I am Ana Macko. I'm at home. Ooh, let's cover these. I'm at home. I'm at ease. I'm relaxing. I can go to the beach. I can go tan. You see how like I'm relaxing? Because my brain has already done this for long enough that it is a trigger within me. When my pinky ring is on the left side, I'm in receiving mode. I can relax. I don't have to go, go, go. However, every morning that I wake up, I take this pinky ring and I put it on this finger probably 30 minutes before I start my workday. And something happens because my neurons have been firing to get accustomed that when on this pinky, the ring is here, I am in go mode. I am, let's go to back to back to back meetings. I can go on podcasts. I communicate effectively. I'm thinking of how to create promotional videos for my clients' next events. I am on it. I am waking up early. I am eating healthy. I am making my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm practicing negotiation. I'm going to seminars. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Because the pinky ring is triggering my neurons to understand that now I'm Ana Xena. But if I put it on this pinky ring, which I'm not going to because it relaxed me too much a second ago. If I put it on this pinky ring, then I'm in relaxed mode. And if I go to work with this pinky ring relaxed mode, I'm going to be going to work like, hey guys, okay, I think we can do this. No, I don't think, like, I'm super chill. But if I'm doing this pinky ring, I'm like, okay, where are we doing? I mean, I just had to, it's a little too much sometimes. So I have to like switch it. I think I had a meeting earlier today where they were telling me they were basically one of my clients. He was like, oh, so-and-so said we should do this. And so-and-so said we should do this. And so-and-so said we should do this. And I was like biting his head off because I'm like, I told you those things 3 months ago, and now you're listening to Hulano over there. But that's because the pinky ring was going a little too strong. So I had to change it. And I was like, look, I think maybe it's a long day and I didn't mean to bite your head off. We can definitely try those projects. I'm so sorry for coming at you as aggressive as I was. You You see how I'm utilizing this to switch in between the person that my business needs in order for it to be successful and catapult. Now, you can do this if you're an entertainer. Like, let's say I was Beyonce and I wanted to become Sasha Fierce. It's harder to just program yourself. It's a lot easier to have this trick. Oh, now I'm Sasha Fierce. Or I don't know what Ariana Grande's actual name is, but like, here I am as like Ariana at home, and here I am as Ariana the performer. Or here I am as Eminem, the father and husband and family man, private life. And here I am as Slim Shady and 9 Mile, the entertainer. Let's do it again. What's another example? I don't know. I ran out of examples. Anyways, today I did not want to make it too long. Oh, wow. Let's go through the chat. Sorry. Okay, let's go through these. Oh, wow. I mean, guys, I don't know where you're all... Hi, Beast. I'm going to go ahead and delete some of these. Delete and ban. Delete and ban. Thank you very much, The Punisher. See, it's crazy that your name is The Punisher, yet you... see, we can have that. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Grada? Mucho grada? You mean mucho gorda? I think you're trying to say Spanish, but Cypher Solutions. I like that name too. Rick, good night. Thank you very much. Uncle Guns, thanks for always being here. Samuel, thank you very much. And again, like, this is something that I learned from the greatest that actually changed, and you can use this. Guys can use this, and women can use this in dating and relationships. Like, if you're the kind of person that gets taken advantage of as a man, you might want to have this pinky ring when you're relaxing and when you communicate, so that you can chill and express yourself, and then have it on the right, which is masculine, to be alpha and be like, don't F with me. Or if you're a female like me, I have the problem of being too like all the time. This pinky ring is amazing and has... I should not do that. Wow, I'm sorry. Anyways, this pinky ring has literally made me softer, kinder, nicer, nurturing, all the things that I never got to be. And I'm just sharing it because, again, there's a woman that I talked to earlier today that really, I think she could benefit, and anyone else on here. So let's go through here. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Know for a fact. Okay, so we're going to delete and ban you. I don't give a crap over how many people end up liking, sharing, and subscribing. I would love that. But if you're going to come on here and be disrespectful, then I'm going to have fun deleting you. Thank you. I'm not married yet. This is a pre-recorded? No, it's live. Hi, Ace. You are... Okay. Well, you didn't say anything appropriate. I mean, inappropriate. So you're not getting banned or deleted. Thank you for coming. Yap session. You're welcome. Balance is key. When you switch, you have a lot of self-awareness. Absolutely. And that's really what the conversation is about here. Pre-recorded live. I'm literally reading your comment right now, baby. Like, no, I don't have any S tips. That is not what my channel is about. Fred Gribner that says, get back in the kitchen. You are banned and deleted. Okay, you're funny. See, we're totally fine with like having a good time here. As long as you're cool and copacetic. You guys have to remember, this is a professional account, so it does get streamed to like LinkedIn. You know what I mean? Like, we can't. Anyways, like I said before, we're not going to have these too long. We're going to keep them shorter so I can be more consistent. And we're going to keep this ring back over here because I'm not done yet. That's about it. Actually, I'm done yet. So again, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more secrets like this, and I'm having great people coming onto the podcast. Yesterday we had Steve Rosman, who gave, I mean, I've taken like probably 10 different coaches for sales, and that's what I regurgitate. And Steve Rosman was the only person that brought something very new to the table, aside from my original behavioral coach and one more lady. The rest of the, what is it, 16 of them was the same thing, or things that didn't work, or a bunch of propaganda. So there's 3 total people, and we just had a great one yesterday. We're going to have him again, I think, in the next couple of weeks. And the next guest that I have is a male nutritionist. And when I had this first meeting with him, black don't crack. I know he's going to probably not like me saying that, but like, the man is like 52, I think he said, and he looks like he's younger than me, like 26. And I'm like, how? I want to learn more. So we're going to have him on the show, and how that correlates to your business success and overall health and nutrition. Again, just to clarify one more time, my name is now Ana Xena. I would love for you guys to like, share, and subscribe, and wait for more tidbits like this. Until I see you guys next time, have a great night.